Okay, so it seems like Twitch has just added a new cap to gift subs. Now, this is a pretty insane kind of announcement from Twitch, as a lot of people have had some mixed feelings on exactly what is going on with this. Now, if you guys haven't seen, here is the obviously tweet that came out, and there's been a couple of other tweets similar to this, essentially saying Twitch has now introduced the option to gift 1,000 subs for over $5,000. So yeah, that's what people are going to be forking out to gift over 1,000 subs to their favorite streamer, which I think is pretty insane, because you could have a pretty insane amount of money or a pretty insane amount of dedication to really be donating that amount of kind of subs. Now, I can see where it does help a lot of people out. For example, you know, streamers and things, whenever they're doing kind of like challenges, sometimes they put some subs on the line or something like that, right? And I can understand that maybe 1,000 subs might be one of the crazier challenges to kind of put on the list. I think that would actually be pretty cool. But in terms of this being open to the public and you know, just random viewers, this could really be a problem for parasocial viewers, and we're already starting to see the effects of it coming out right now. Now, obviously, a lot of people saying, "I know I would never see something like this. Nobody's gifting 1K in this economy, bro." And Twitch takes an 80% commission. Says, "Yo, that's just legalized money laundering at this point. Finally, I needed an option so badly. Pokimane, here I come." And yeah, obviously, a lot of people are associating this with, you know, people who are very parasocial with their streamers, and it seems like it has already happened. Now, I'm not saying that this person is completely parasocial. I don't know who they are. Obviously, it's just a random Twitch user, but obviously they have enough dedication to spend $5,000 on an emiru gift sub, 1,000 emiru gift subs, which is pretty crazy. And yeah, this happened yesterday over on stream.
What the? Dude, Evan, thank you. What the fuck?
As you can see, that it says like 1,000 gifted, so it's 100% true.
I'm like speechless. What the fuck? Sorry, I don't know why it's flashbanging. Dude, what the fuck? Thank you. I'm literally stun locked. I feel like if they just added it, it's not even integrated, because look, it doesn't show up here, but I did go up 1,000 down here. What the fuck?
So yeah, that is essentially the clip, right? And I just kind of wanted to talk about it because, again, I do think it is one of these situations where it can get a little bit weird and a little bit parasocial whenever people do spend $5,000 on their favorite streamer. I'm going to be real, it's taking a little bit too far, especially considering that a lot of Twitch viewers aren't exactly millionaires who have the money to be spending, you know, this kind of stuff on 1,000 subs. Now, obviously, a lot of people have pointed out the argument of if they're dumb enough to donate $5,000, then let them do it, which I do think is true. But obviously, it does open up a kind of opportunity for Twitch to kind of, I guess, you know, prey on a lot of these people who are parasocial with people like emiru, and also, as they were saying, like Pokimane and stuff like that, right? Who are subbing to these, you know, people. They are able to take a huge cut out of that and make a lot of money for themselves, and also these streamers make a lot of money. And as you can see from emiru's reaction there, she's not exactly like, "Oh my god, thank you so much, this is it." Like, she's not really like that. She's just like, "What the fuck?" Like, seriously, what the fuck? Like, again, she like looks more concerned than she does actually like kind of happy, right? Again, I think that it is kind of evident that, you know, a lot of people might actually feel more uncomfortable with a kind of feature like this than they would, you know, really happy about a feature like this, right? Because, you know, obviously this is the first integration of this system coming into Twitch, and I can understand that some people might be shocked by it, that the fact that you're even able to do this now. But I think even going forwards, whenever this becomes a more normalized part of Twitch, right, I think that this is still going to be having these kind of reactions here where people are going to be like, "What the hell?" Because at the end of the day, it is still a very, very, you know, important thing that hits a streamer whenever someone, you know, spends $5,000 on them. And obviously, you know, not anybody, I don't think anybody feels good about taking $5,000 off someone. I'm going to be honest, right? It's bad enough whenever, you know, people get 100 gifted subs or whatever. You know, people feel bad whenever they do that because obviously the price is how much? It's around, what, $500? You know, that is still a lot of money, right? But now you're upping it to $5,000. That's like a whole new level of like, oh my god, what the hell? Like, they spent all that money on me. I feel terrible now for taking $5,000 off of this person, right? But again, obviously, that is the viewer's decision. That is the streamer's decision to keep subs on and stuff as well. Although I think Twitch does coerce them into keeping it a little bit more. But as you can see where it starts to become an issue, especially for people who struggle with parasocial viewers like emiru. Obviously, we saw the TwitchCon situation with the guy going up to her. Yeah, obviously that was a terrible situation, and obviously this could further extend that issue, right? Because not only was TwitchCon security not good enough, but it seems like they're doing stuff on the platform as well, which is furthering the behavior of these people who will go and spend this amount of money just to gain the attention of a streamer that they're parasocially kind of enamored with, right? And I think that is pretty, interesting, and it's an interesting way to go, because it does seem like Twitch is just straight up profiting off of these pretty like mentally ill people, right? But again, as I said, there is like positive sides to it, as I said, with challenges and stuff like that. And also if a like big company maybe sponsoring an event, sometimes they go in and gift subs to people. So if they want to gift 1,000 subs, then that could also be a use for it. But at the same time, I do think there is a lot to be kind of wary of whenever it comes to these viewers that will obviously spend money that they maybe don't have, and how much of an effect this does have on the streamers itself. Because again, as I said, it's not the viewers that I really care about here, it's more so the actual streamer itself. Because as I said, they gift 1,000 subs, and it could be one of the biggest mistakes that someone makes in their life, and it could potentially lead to having a similar situation at TwitchCon, except even worse, right? Because they have felt so, I guess, maybe unhappy with the fact that they, went as far as spending $5,000 on gifted subs for a certain streamer, so they go to TwitchCon to take out their anger on said streamer, right? Again, there could also be situations like that happen, which I think would also be a big risk to a lot of people. And obviously, yes, like you're able to, I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure, I've never really tested above like the 20 gift sub button right to people, but I'm pretty sure you're able to just repeat doing 100 gifted and 200 gifted or whatever, right? So I think that kind of option to kind of give you the kind of notion that, hey, you're spending a lot of money here, you are constantly spending this amount, and you have to confirm it every single time you spend 200 or 100 subs, right? Every time you put it in, that gives you a little bit of awareness. That's how like kind of gacha games and other games work as well, in terms of trying to stop you from spending too much, as a lot of laws have been put in place to stop people from spending too much, right? They add these little kind of markers to kind of let you know that, hey, are you sure you want to spend this? And then usually sometimes people will be like, okay, no, actually this is too much. Whereas if you have a feature like the 1,000 sub button, well, someone's just not going to care. They're going to go, $5,000 gone, and they don't even have to think about it anymore, and they probably just spent their entire kid's college fund on emiru, right? Which I think is pretty insane. And I think that there's some people that would definitely do that out there, right? Obviously, some people out there saying, I'm seeing this clip, must be furious. Max simp level are locked. Said when they realized who this is even for, and now I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about the pay pigs. Said hypergamy does not care about sublimits. Said this isn't even altruism. The guy is just doing it to look like a Chad and farm clout because he can donate 5k. If you really cared, you would donate that amount to a small streamer. So 5k for a would WTF, thank you. Which again, yeah, it's 100% true. It's not even like she was like super happy about it. She was just like, what the hell? Like, why? Okay, thank you. Like, that's so, I don't even know, bro. Since she ain't gonna sleep with you, Evan, which is what a lot of people are saying. Mizkif crying right now, which to be fair, I thought that was quite funny. A lot of people reacting with Miz crying because, again, we know how much he, likes subs and likes, people, giving him attention, right? And the fact that his ex-girlfriend, who is obviously doing much better than him, and with all of the kind of videos that we've seen of him kind of desperately trying to prove that he's okay, guys, I think he's not going to be doing very good, is he? Obviously, a lot of people are so happy for her, considering all the stuff that she's been through, which is true. But as I said, it could also open up the door to a lot of more people doing the same stuff that, what they have done to her. And again, I do think that obviously could, become an even bigger issue. Obviously, people saying, and so it begins. Twitch in its efforts to increase unhealthy, unhinged behaviors of parasocial relationships alongside Twitch, trying to gain as much money as possible before everything comes crashing down. This site needs new management ASAP, which, yeah, I do slightly agree with. Now, as I said, everyone's got free will. Everyone can do whatever they want with their money, right? So again, if they want to spend 5k on 1,000 subs, then they can. But I don't know. From Twitch, I think it is a move for them to make money, and it does obviously promote the parasocial kind of aspects of streaming for a lot of these things. Obviously, some people say, I never understood why people donating thousands to millionaires. I get subbing if you like them, but like this stuff blows my mind, which yeah, I do think is true. To be fair, you know, it's a dude got his obsession to acknowledge him over a minute. For some people, $5,000. Which is pretty crazy. He said, I bet most people can't even afford $5,000. They're probably going into debt to do things like this, which yeah, obviously is true, right? Not everybody has $5,000 to do this, but some people will still do it because they have that kind of you know, mental illness, right? Where they think that, oh, if I gift, you know, 1,000 subs right now, they're gonna, you know, pay attention to me, which they will, maybe for a minute. But I'm gonna be honest, I think you're probably gonna get about as much attention from 100 gifted subs as you are from 1,000, even 50 gifted subs, to be honest, right? Because again, there's only so much a streamer is gonna sit there and go, thank you for the gifted sub, thank you for the, you know, obviously they're not gonna sit there for like 5 minutes talking about you. They're going to give you the same pretty much acknowledgement as some of those lower numbers. So you're better off, even like if you are seriously like struggling with something like that, you know, you're better off just not even going for it, because again, you're going to get the same attention, just, you know, except you spend like way less. And again, I just think it's weird. I think it's so weird that some people, you know, will even go that far to kind of do it, right? And yeah, I think that it's just a problem. I think it is a problem, and it's going to become a problem. Obviously, as I said, I don't care what people do. I don't care if, you know, some random Twitch users are spending this amount of money, but obviously it seems like this is a ploy from Twitch to gain more money for themselves, as well as promoting more parasocial behavior on their platform, which I think is pretty sketchy, right? But again, that's essentially all there is to this situation. I just thought I'd keep you guys up to date because, again, it is a pretty huge change that has been coming to Twitch, and I think it is going to make the platform even more interesting with the amount of weirdos that have been coming over and harassing women on the platform, right? But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSubs, use my code Kazo, get 10% off. Again, they got you know, a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. They got a Black Friday thing going on Friday, obviously, for 20% off if you literally just use the same code, right? So again, you can get even more off if you wait until Friday. So I definitely recommend doing that. And yeah, that's about it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.